Aqua Soul family, what it do? Is your girl Empress 777 here today with a general love message. All right, guys, I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I certainly am. We are ready to jump right in. As I stated, this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Holy angels and spirit guides, give me clear, concise messages for my Aqua gang. Give us exactly what we need to know. Take a moment and go ahead and like that video, guys. Click that like button if you don't mind. It is free, okay? It's for the free. Do that. Also, click the subscribe button if you have not done so already. Become a part of our family. I do upload for you guys quite often, so you will not be disappointed in reference to how often the content comes. Now, can I promise that it will resonate with each and every one of y'all every single time? No, can't really promise that, even though the comments say something different. I'm just saying. Okay, these messages be hitting. Maybe I'm one. However, it is still general, right? So it may or may not resonate. Tarot is fluid. You must keep an open mind. Take what resonates, leave the rest for those who it is for. Cross watchers, of course, place yourself where you belong in the scenarios, etc., etc. We go through this every time, right? Now listen, there is something a little bit different about the energy in this message, you guys, okay? I'm gonna kind of slow walk this thing, all right? I'm a little bit anxious, actually. I've never quite felt this way before. Prior to a reading, I actually wasn't even going to do this today. I had other plans, but here we are nonetheless. So just follow me, right? Now, there will be a bit of a conversational piece here. If you are not really here for that, right? I understand that some of y'all like, girl, you talk too much. Like, just get to it. I understand, right? No judgment. Somebody please just post down in the comments when I actually start the read. But let me just forewarn you. This is giving context in reference to what we're about to get into. Nothing is for no reason, and I can't just not say it because I don't run this shit. You see what I'm saying? All right. Now, ready for it? Here you go. You guys, this is still a very, very general message. It definitely is still in the context of a love relationship. For some of you, however, this is not necessarily a romantic love. Let me just say that. For some of you, it is. It just feels very, very general to overall energies of other people in your life, different energies that you may have surrounding you at this time. Can't necessarily say these energies are agreeable with where you are trying to go, yet and still they're still here. You understand? These are people, all right, who hold a place in your life that's rather important. Okay, this could be a friendship that you have cultivated for a very long time where you don't even consider them a friend anymore. You kind of consider them family, right? This could actually be family, or this could be a spouse and you guys started off as friends. You see what I'm saying? You were friends first. You consider that your friend. So the utmost respect is given even though it's a romantic relationship, right? So it's a lot of different scenarios being thrown at me at once. Let me just say that, okay? Quite overwhelming if I must say so myself, but I digress, okay? I digress. I'm here nonetheless, okay? The most poignant energy, you guys, unfortunately, I'm trying to be careful with this one, y'all, because I don't want y'all fighting me down in these comments. It's just a very, very sensitive topic. It is, you guys, and I can feel it innately even in their energy, right? Y'all know I'm all about the kicks and giggles and getting on people and getting in their ass and, you know, telling a little jokey joke, having a little kiki at the expense of these dumb people, okay? I'm all about that. It's not really the energy right now, okay? I'm not saying no funny shit ain't gonna come out, but for right now, it's extremely serious, heavy even, okay? Very, very heavy energy. So I'm trying to be extremely delicate, okay? For some of you, you're well aware of the people that I will be speaking about. For some of you, this will come as the ultimate shock. I mean, tower moment, right? I mean, I don't believe it will feel destructional to your energy, but it will be something that may knock you off kilter for a moment. It will be for the betterment of your highest purpose, however, okay? At the root of the energy, you guys, is this disgusting thing we call jealousy, unfortunately, okay? Some may call it envy, right? For some of you, that is exactly what you're dealing with. There's between jealousy and envy. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. This is just what I feel and this is what they said. Those of you dealing with jealous energies, these are people who feel like you don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? They want that. Like, you don't deserve it, you know? Why did the universe do this for you? Right? Why are you progressing so easily? Why are things seemingly falling into place for you so easily? Why does it seem as though you haven't gone through any hardships, even though that's hardly the truth for a vast majority of you? Even though this is a general quote unquote message, it does feel like it's for a large portion of you guys, right? Please tell me if I'm on track. Let me know down in the comments. Feels like very personal. It feels like a very specific message. For those of you dealing with someone envious, this would be the energy of someone who's not necessarily worried about you having something, but why they don't have it. Like, they feel like they should be you. Like, I should be you. That should be me in that position. That should be me, you know, on top. Now, here's the issue. These are individuals who you've grown a strong love for, admiration even, right? You hold them at a very, very high standard in your life, very, very high position if we're talking hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? So you would never think that this could be an individual who would not wholeheartedly be happy for you. Some of them may be wearing a mask, right? When it comes to talking about your accomplishments, the things that you have overcome, the things that you have cultivated and built, right? And for some of you, they just outright show that, you know, they could care less. They're all here for the gossip. When some shit is going wrong in your life, here they are. They ready to answer the phone as soon as you start to talk about some good shit that's happening for you. Very lackluster, you know, very, okay, you know, I've seen some people do that before too. You're not the first, you know, like, right? You don't get a cookie for what you have accomplished. Everybody is doing that, right? I could do that myself, okay? Great. Right? That kind of energy. Not really wanting to give you your props, not really wanting to validate some of the shit that you have accomplished, right? Okay. For some of you, they are doing this. You don't even notice it. Now you will. You will now. After this reading, you're going to notice it. You're going to know exactly who I'm talking about following this if you don't already. Okay. The love that you grew for this person was because you surround yourself with people who are doing big shit, right? You're not about to surround yourself around a bunch of people who are a bunch of fucking bums, right? Birds of a feather. If you hanging out dealing with birds and bums and pigeons, then right? Well, what would that say about you? You would never do it. Never. Never. That's not even Aquarian energy, right? So it's only natural for Aquarians to surround themselves with not only intellectually smart people, people who have goals, people who have a plan, people who seemingly, like in layman's terms, have their shit together, going somewhere, right? Not just talking about potential, but being about potential, making moves. You may not necessarily have been where you are now at the beginning of this connection with this person or people. It may be multiple people we're talking about here, right? But you also have not remained stagnant. So there is movement. There is constant progression. There is always elevation. Life is about evolution. That is your motto. That is very Aquarius energy. So it's only natural that at the time of meeting this person, they may have been a little bit further than you, right? You were able to sit in a space and really admire where they were, give them their props, you know, like really be a friend or a true family member to them, right? Here's where the disconnect began. This person was all about you when they felt like you were beneath them. Everything's all good in the hood as long as they feel like you're beneath them. Now, I'm not saying that you are, and I'm not saying that you ever were, and I don't really believe that you ever felt like you were. You surrounding yourself with people who are really about something, people who are really doing shit with their lives, people who are really accomplishing shit, people who are really doing the damn thing, has nothing to do with you feeling like those people are above you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what the fuck you are. So it can never be that. Yet it's always knowing where you're going. You already have an idea of what your trajectory is. Aquarians are rarely the sign that don't have an idea about where they want to be. They might not know what the journey is going to look like, but you most certainly have an idea about where you're going to be, right? You're not clueless out this bitch. All right. This person very much so was, though. This person very much so placed you in a category of someone who shall remain where you are all the days in your life, which in their mind, don't beat me up, is beneath them. Oh my gosh. It's quite sad, you guys. Okay? May be angering, right? May make some of you quite angry, especially if you were a true friend, a true lover, a true counterpart for this person, a partner. You helped them build where they fucking got. You helped them. You were there as well, right? You were a support system. You may have given this person some ideas. You may have given your advice to this person that they willingly would have taken. So I don't know why they would not believe that you would be able to do that for yourself if you were able to do that for them. It don't make sense. It doesn't. But that's exactly what this person was thinking. So your elevation, your evolution, this evolution of you into this new being, this new person, this new you is extremely problematic for what they feel like they signed up for. Wow. Yeah, gathering around. The power of community. You wholeheartedly believe in this energy, right? Coming together, helping one another, being around like-minded individuals, elevating, celebrating one another. That you're all about that. This person gathers people in their life who they can validate themselves through the thought of those people being beneath them. That's where they get their validation. And they don't much like to be around people who they feel have elevated beyond them. And I do believe that that is either your trajectory or you've already accomplished that. You have already accomplished that for some of you. And for others of you, there's something really huge coming in. That's going to automatically knock the level in which you are at out of the park. It's an astronomical leap that the universe is kind of guiding you towards. See? Jeweled web. Exactly. All right? Connectivity. Your connection to the universe, your connection to the divine, your connection to yourself. Okay? Your higher self and your innate being has you accomplishing things that no one, and most notably this individual or these individuals that we're speaking about here, never saw coming. They would have never pegged you for the person who was successful, the person who would have passed them, the person who would be the go-to when it comes to finances, the person who would be, you know, the most popular at what it is that you do, the person who has accomplished things that they have not accomplished, right? The first one to get married, the first one to graduate from college, the first one to start up a business that is thriving, the first one to truly accomplish either owning property, having assets, like doing shit that they never considered doing in their own life. Okay? So they almost feel like you should have stayed in your place. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Instead of you going for yours, right? You waited for the most poignant moments to take your leaps of faith, which always pay off, right? Methodical, strategic decisions. Yeah, your decisions, especially as of lately, because they are so deeply rooted in being guided and not diving head first. You're like literally being guided. You're connected to the universe. Like you're being guided by the divine. Okay, there's nothing higher than that. So success is only bound to come out of those decisions. Okay, this is an individual or individuals. This might be several guys around, unfortunately, feels like those ideas, you know, if you had the great idea to go and be great, who the fuck you think you are? Elevating, being successful, starting shit up. You're supposed to give me those ideas and you stay in your place. Oh, it's ludicrous when you really think about it, okay? You don't really know that this is someone who struggles with those sort of insecurities where they can't be around people who are even on their level, because I'm telling you, they did not consider you on their level, right? They considered you someone who would either rely on them forever, someone who would always be in their back pocket for ideas, advice, suggestions. So here's where the less than smart thoughts come in for me. Them taking your suggestions, them taking your advice, them listening to you wholeheartedly. If they really thought that you were stupid and you weren't capable of elevating, then why would they so easily, you know, listen to some of the things that you suggest, some of the things that you bring to their attention and were successful in? The track record says the shit you say, the math is mathin', okay? The result is often a win, my G, okay? So the less than smart thought of these people, these energies, is for them to believe that you would not be able to do that for yourself. That's what I don't understand. I just don't understand that. It's not that you were not. You had a plan. You were being strategic. You were always gonna move. You was always going up. Your elevator was always going to the penthouse, baby. Always. But it just didn't move when they thought it was gonna move. Okay? So somebody who really thought that they had like some sort of control over your thought processes, right? Over the decisions that you make, over the things that you decide to do with your life. Turn. Wow. A state of being wild, acting wildly. It also says drugs, alcohol, craziness, right? What I get most from this card is someone who is just not really honing in on the energies or, right, the emotions that may be hitting them all at once. This person has a lot of feelings about what you have accomplished. Has a lot of feelings about the decisions that you have made thus far. And most certainly a lot of feelings about the dynamics of this connection and how they have drastically changed. They don't like it. This is not someone who is able to be in a position to celebrate another person, who is not able to be in a position where they can easily compliment someone, give you credit where credit is due. No, they want to be the ones who's always in that position. So when someone else comes in and tries to hold that title, there's an issue for them, okay? Yeah. And it's not even like you're bragging. You're not braggadocious. You're not, you know, you don't have to. You know, your actions and the outcomes. Do you understand? Those outcomes are always a win, especially most recently and moving forward. Your recipe is chef's kiss, baby. And it's one that can't be replicated. And it's one that you're not sharing. Okay? Let me just say that. Because you was sharing some of your jewels, right? Jeweled wet. You were sharing some of your jewels with this person. Just be very clear, very honest. And you did that from your heart, right? You did that because you're a good person. Like you just, yeah, I can drop a few jewels on you so that you elevate and escalate. Everybody around me eat, right? Like if I'm eating, we all eating. That's your thought process. But that don't mean that I'm about to give you the whole fucking recipe now. Nah. We ain't about to go into the timetables of how many, you know, teaspoons of this and that and this. No, we can't do that. And this definitely is what is really boggling this person's emotional state, okay? You may not be aware of this, and they may not necessarily show that in person or around you, how much this bothers them. You'll just have to notice like subtleties in this person's energy when you start talking about shit that's going on in your life. Okay? You may just be talking very matter-of-factly about closing a deal, about purchasing a new car, purchasing a new home, you know, about meeting your soulmate, about being pregnant for some of you, right? It feels like a very, very generalized energy. Whatever it is, it's like positive shit going on. And you'll notice little subtleties in this person's energy where they can't sit in a space and necessarily receive that and also give those words of, I'm proud of you. You know, that's really good. Like, that's what's up. You know, like, be there for you or supportive or give credit where it's due, as I stated. Okay? As I stated, you may just be very matter-of-factly about talking about shit like that. You're not really flexing like you could. I just say that. All right. You know what I'm saying? If you want to flex hard, you could. You're not even doing it. You don't have to. It's very, very bothersome for many of people, but this person in particular is either family or more like family to you. So you would expect much more from an individual like this. Man. A very humble brag you do have, and that gets on this person's nerves even more. That pisses them off even more, you know, because they flex hard about the little shit that they have done. You know, most of which you helped them decide to do, right? Most of which you had a hand in. But they will definitely flex as if they're that guy. They're that girl. You know what I'm saying? They're it. And the rest of the people who are following them are just their followers. They're lapdogs. You know what I'm saying? They're the afterthoughts. And here you go. You know what I'm saying? Speaking so matter-of-factly about some big shit. Some shit you could really flex about. But you're just like, oh yeah, you know. Yeah, I closed on a couple of homes. I got a couple of, you know, investment properties. Things of that nature. You know, the real estate in Texas is really great at this time. You know, just speaking very matter-of-factly. And it's definitely a flex. I'm just saying, but you're not flexing as hard as you could. And that really pisses them off even more. Because you don't have to. Your moves, your accomplishments, those outcomes speak for themselves. You really don't even have to speak on behalf of that, but because of the relationship that you have with this person, they may find themselves in these conversations with you. You trust this person. I will just say that. If this is something that I'm speaking about from your past, you would no longer trust this person. There's going to come a time where that trust may be broken. Okay? This person's emotions are run awry. They're running amok. Like a motherfucker within this person. So I don't know how long they're going to be able to hold on to their nice nasty, you know? They're very nice nasty right now. I don't know how long they'll be able to keep that under wraps, unfortunately, okay? It's like right at the breaking point before they say some shit that they can't really cash. Before they, you know, present a check that they really can't cash, all right? Chill. Yeah. Oh, yes. This definitely gives me the energy of someone who bigs themselves up. Okay? Or they may speak of being a person like that. Like, I don't need nobody to validate me. I don't need all those things that you have to, you know, show that I'm great. You know, I'm just me. Right? I'm reading that humble card a little bit different now. You speak about something that you're doing, not even in a braggadocious way, like I said, and their response to that is not even to compliment you or give you your props or nothing like that. It's more like, oh, I don't need a big house like that. I don't mind having the little bit that I have. I'm grateful. You know, life's not all about money. Oh yeah, but you just asked me to borrow $100, motherfucker. You a liar. You's a liar. It's the lies. So it would be the point to where their emotions have taken them to a place where they feel like if they pretend like they don't really care that you've done or gone further than them at this point, it'll go away. It will disappear. And I just don't believe that that is going to happen. Okay. Now, we are in a retrograde, you guys. The retrograde is in Aquarius. It would also end in Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken, and then we will have a full moon this month on the 17th in Cancer. So emotions are definitely running high, running wild. So this is why I feel like this person is not going to be able to hold back much longer. Even if you have not been engaged and are communicating with this person, they may start talking out the side of their neck. I'm just saying. Feels like a argument, a huge blow up, like battle of the words, you know, and that might hurt is what I'm saying. Okay, so just prepare yourself, right? Because like I said, there's love here. You understand? When you love someone, you don't really want to see the worst in them. So you may have been ignoring some of these behaviors within this person. That's just who they are. That's just how they are. That's what love is about. Accepting people for who and what they are. Okay, especially if they're family, you can't get rid of them, right? Can't trade them in. So it's probably best that I just, you know, let that one ride. I'll let that one slide. I'll let that one go. I'll let that. Oh, but it's a retrograde. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'll definitely look a little bit deeper, but I do believe there may be something that is said or done that really burns the bridge, unfortunately. I'm not saying that you will cut this person off entirely, but it's going to change things in the dynamics of this relationship forever, right? You will never view them the same way. And that might sting a little bit, especially if this is like your ride or die, if this is like your best friend, if this is like a true, you know, somebody that you really held at such a high standard, you really put so much trust in, they were a part of your circle, and you keep your circle very tight. To be very clear about that. You're not one to be talking about your personal business to just any and all everybody. So it may feel like the ultimate betrayal, because now you got to go back in your mind and think about, what did I tell them? Damn, what did I share with them? This is clearly somebody who doesn't really have my best interest at heart. Now I got to, you know, monitor and screen the shit that I'm talking about around you. I might as well not even fucking be around you. You know what I'm saying? May really, really, really get to your mental space. Do not overthink this, however, because your connectivity is literally going to lead you down the path in which you will be most successful. Do you understand? I ain't trying to talk about y'all family members. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to talk shit. You still come out on top, however. Okay? I just have to keep it a buck. Y'all know that's what I do over here. We're not sugarcoating shit. This is somebody who has demons that they must deal with that have absolutely nothing to do with you. And those demons, unfortunately, have led them to behave in this erratic way, unfortunately, right? Someone who's always struggled with feelings of jealousy. You may have noticed this character trait in this person with other people, though. Never with you. It gets a little personal at this juncture because you decided to go and be great. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? It's very, I'm not laughing at you guys. I promise. Do not beat me up in these comments. But you know, it's, I gotta laugh, keep crying. You know, it's extremely sad. For sure. Okay? I definitely don't take the seriousness of this lightly. As I stated in the beginning of this read, it's very, very heavy energy. It is not to be joked about, right? It's like a nervous laugh. Please take it in that way. I am nervous. Anxious, right? Wow. This person is most certainly overthinking. It is that overthinking that may lead them to go ahead and sabotage this connection, you guys, okay? Oh, man. They're gonna get up the balls to do this shit. They gonna come out their mouth sideways for some of y'all. I'm just saying, be prepared, right? This is evidence of this. Now, I don't lie, and don't say I didn't forewarn you. Don't say I ain't tell you. They might start saying some shit that you would have never expected this person to come out of their face saying to you, especially, it's a nervous laugh. Do not beat me up. I'm just saying, especially given the track record. if we really want to make a list for who did what for who, if you're trying to go tit for tat for real, your list of what you did for this person is always longer. Even though they would say different, right? They would wholeheartedly disagree. Be loud and wrong. They would stand on that 10 toes down, my G, okay? So it feels like this is taking a true left turn. However, I must say that towards the end of that meditation was a huge bright light, almost like light at the end of the tunnel energy. Right after a bit of darkness, unfortunately. Now, I'm not saying that you're going into the dark night of the soul, no shit like that, because I do believe that a large amount of my collective have already gone through a spiritual awakening. This is about cleaning house. That's what they said. This is about cleaning house. This is about bringing truths to light. And I do believe that these were either friends or people around you who never really held you at such a high standard, certainly not the standard in which you would have held them. And they didn't think really highly of you. This is why they can't accept the heights in which you've climbed, because they don't view you in that way. They put you in a box, you understand? So you elevating beyond that box or going outside of that box or doing some shit that they didn't prepare for. They feel like you didn't prepare them for the changes and the elevations that you have made. This person may even feel like you left them behind. Okay? Especially, I'm just hearing this intuitively, if this was like a love connection, this would have been the individual who made more money in the beginning, or who was really doing the damn thing in the beginning. They would have been considered the partner or person who you upgraded to. And that dynamic has swiftly changed, and this person can't really sit in the other seat comfortably. They're not comfortable. They're losing their shit, in fact. Yeah. See, we have the 9th house, right? This situation involves someone's belief systems. They said go no further. It also says ideologies, higher learning, philosophies, right? This is a person who had a particular idea about who you were, what you were going to be, what you would accomplish, what you would end up looking like, right? When y'all grew up, if we're talking about friendship. And you have left them dumbfounded, face on the ground, mouth agape, drooling like a motherfucker, okay? Head spinning and turning at the way you surpassed that. You surpassed any level they ever thought you were going, in fact, right? So they got really comfortable. For some of you, this definitely has to do with a marriage. It can also be a contractual type of energy, right? Sometimes your family members can be in a soulmate contract with you. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it is the truth. It could literally be marriage for some of you guys. Okay? If that is such, this is someone who believes that those dynamics in that marriage is not what they signed up for. You're breaching the contract. Okay? By thinking you could go do some shit other than what they said do. Thinking you could go do some shit other than some shit that you didn't tell them to do first, right? Doing some shit outside of what they expected you to do. Elevating beyond who they feel you need to be. But that can also stand in a friendship. Friendships can often sometimes be contractual as well, guys. Energetically, who you decide to make a friend. And when I say friend, as another Aquarius, right? I'm Aquarius sun and moon. Y'all know, I know. We here. We don't throw that word around lightly. Okay? Sometimes it ain't even no motherfucking circle. You understand? It's just you and another. Okay? So when we talk about keeping a tight circle, there's no other sign that can really resonate with that more than us. So friendships definitely energetically can become contractual for an Aquarius. You vet them motherfuckers like nobody else I've seen before. Okay? Very extensive process and lots of time and lots of proving, right? You're not the type to believe that trust is given until someone proves otherwise. Oh no, you earn that trust. I don't trust nobody. Wow. I'm trying not to make this too long, you guys. Oh my God, y'all know I don't run this shit. So it certainly feels like a breach of contract. And for some of you who were not like in a committed relationship, a marriage, it may feel like the death of a marriage, right? It feels like you were sold at the hip to this person, whoever they are. It could be a family member. There was just some kind of contractual agreement that you're my person and I'm your person. We are a support system. I always have your back. I'm here for you. I'm riding for you. You know what I'm saying? I only want the best for you. Only that was just your perception. And this person was there to receive that, of course, but they didn't necessarily view you in that way, unfortunately. And that is fucking painful. I'm just gonna say that. But it's not pain that you will not overcome, okay? This is for a purpose, and it's most certainly clearing space. So we have obsessiveness. It's definitely become an obsession, for sure. This person is most certainly obsessed with everything that you are doing. They want to know all the ins and outs of all of your plans. It's somebody who may be feeling like they're in competition with you now, even though there is no competition. Let me just be very clear. To all of you who are showing up with this messy ass shit, there's no competition. You are going to lose. There is no point in you doing this. You're only going to rattle your mind even more. Okay? The few little brain cells that you have left may leave the building if you try to do this shit. They are obsessed, however, guys, okay? It says realize that it is emotionally draining you to be obsessed, and this person definitely needs to redirect. This is from the Shadows deck. So this is a shadow that this person has been dealing with for quite some time. The only thing is, you would have seen these qualities in this person with other people. You've seen them talk shit about people who seem to be doing the damn thing. And it's like, why are you hating on such and such? They're like, I'm not hating. Anybody could do that. Or, you remember when they mama did this and this and that to them. They start talking shit about that person instead of focusing on the good things that are happening in that person's life. This is not somebody who can be happy for others. And you saw that character trait in this individual with other people. They just hid the fact that that is just a compulsive characteristic trait of theirs. They hid that from you. It was internalized. Up until the point where they couldn't take it no more. Yeah. A lie, you guys. You may feel like this whole thing was just one big lie, especially after this, after this war. It feels like war, guys. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, this feels like someone who is preparing for war. I urge them to be extremely careful with the words that they choose to use, because Aquarians have a sharp tongue. All right. In tarot, we are ruled by the what? The swords. Hello. Don't let that shit fool you. Don't let the fact that I said that you was my sister, you was my brother, you was my lover, you was my mother, you was my sister, you was my cousin. Don't let that shit fool you. Okay? If they try you, they may be extremely surprised at your response. All right? You ain't never been PUSSY. All right? You ain't never back down. They just never really had a dose of that because you considered them on another level. They never really experienced that from you. But if they try it, you're not really looking at them from that dynamic anymore. They're not family anymore. They're not your person anymore. They're so all bets are off. That will bruise that ego. Yeah. Who alter ego showed up and showed out? That's exactly what I feel like is about to happen. Okay? Your loyalty may unfortunately have led this person to believe that you would not cross some of the lines that may be crossed in this conversation, especially because I feel like they're gonna be coming out their mouth totally crazy. Some of you will be left with no choice. Your hands will be tied. You're gonna have to give them the business. They're gonna have to get this cuss out. Okay, and anybody can get it in that curse out. You understand? So they're gonna be extremely shocked at the person that they're battling with, because you guys have been in arguments in the past and you never showed up as this person. You never showed up as this motherfucker. They never seen this one before. You held them at a different standard. Once they burn the bridge and make it known that they don't hold that place in your life or your future for that matter anymore, all bets are off, right? So they're most certainly going to get a side of you that they also would have never expected to come out. And this person really definitely does not know you, you guys. I don't care how long you have known this person. This is someone who has made up their own idea of who they feel you are, who they feel you will be, how they feel you will treat them, how they feel you will end up, how they feel you will react. You know what I'm saying? They have all of these ideas and they're so completely wrong. And this is why they keep ending up in this obsessive state. They have the wrong idea. They're really fucking with the wrong one. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Okay? Yeah. So here's the thing, you guys. This conversation is either going to happen via phone, text, okay, or in person. I just want to urge you to keep your wits about you, right? Don't let somebody push you over the edge. I don't care about them knowing your triggers and shit, because they do know, all right? That will probably make them ecstatic to get you arrested or some shit like that. I'm just saying, don't allow it to happen. You know, it's a warning almost. We haven't even touched on some of the magnificent shit that I felt in your meditation, because they so highly had me focusing on this shit right here, especially if you don't know who I'm talking about, right? Especially if this blow up has not happened already. You may be forced to cut off someone that you truly love, unfortunately, guys, okay? Your opinion is going to completely change. It may even change who you are. You may not feel like you're the same person anymore, right? They were a really big part of your life, whoever this individual is. Do you understand? This is not some random, just off the cuff relationship that we're talking about here. So it unfortunately needed a lot of attention during the read. I'm just going to pull a few more cards here, and then we are most certainly going to go over to the extended. I'm going to use the modern tarot deck. Do I get that? No. So this person is already throwing cards in here. This is someone who is most certainly wrapped all up in their head. They're not necessarily using their brain though. Okay, this is the problem. Here's what's at the heart of the matter. This is someone who feels like you're at fault. You have dealt them an injustice by being something other than what they thought you would or said you could be. Okay? Other than what they categorized you as. This is someone who feels like they lost their friend. They lost someone who they built. Yes, that's what I said. Don't beat me up. That's what they said. You know if this is you, however. You let this person get away with a lot of shit. I'm just going to say that. For the sake of being so close. For the sake of not wanting to muddy the waters in a connection that you've had for so long, right? For the sake of not wanting to burn bridges with a family member, with a friend that you consider family, with, you know, for the sake of not heading to divorce in a marriage. And so getting comfortable is what has happened. This person got comfortable with the idea of who they thought you were, even though you treated them completely different than you would have a stranger. You see what I'm saying? If the dynamics in this connection or in these energies in this relationship was any different, meaning the closeness wasn't there, the history wasn't there, the dynamics weren't as such, then they would have been able to figure out who you were going to be a long time ago. Okay. For some of you, this could be a sibling. I just heard that intuitively, okay? It's a lot of different storylines and a lot of different connectivity here, right? So just take who this is as it resonates, right? Because it's going to be different for most of you. Everyone's is not going to be the same. This would be either, if it's a sibling, it may be an older sibling, okay? Who always viewed you as the baby, as the younger one, as the one who followed in their footsteps, as the one who would continue to follow in their footsteps. And the fact that your footsteps has gone so much further is an issue. Do you understand? Brother, sister, or not, they miss the admiration. They miss being looked up to. And they're unable to sit in a space to evolve themselves by taking a page out of your book. You know, that would bruise that ego way too much for them to ever admit that you done shook some shit up in a way that they would have never ever thought of. That's probably what really pisses them off the most. No matter who this is in your life, what will really piss these energies off the most is the things that you're doing they would not have never thought of. They'll never admit it. They probably would have even told you, yeah, I thought about doing that. You know, yeah, I considered doing that. I thought about that years ago. You know, that's just one of my ideas. I even told you about that. And you're like, no, the fuck you didn't. I kept this under wraps for a long time. Nobody knows about this. So how could it be that you told me about it? No, like, you know, try to take credit for your thought processes, even though you may definitely be 25 million thousand steps ahead. It's very bothersome. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's not a lie, you guys. I'm going over to the extended. I can't deal with this. Yeah. It's very bothersome. Okay. It wreaks havoc over this person's energy because they do wish to be the most successful, the most popular, the most noted to do any and everything first. You know what I'm saying? The most reliable, right? The most wealthiest, you know, they wish to be that person. And this is someone who is now overthinking so much so that they can't really see themselves not only catching up with you, let alone surpassing you at this point, right? You're just thinking totally different. They're not even in the same wheelhouse anymore. Shit, right? It's a lot of unknown about who you are. They feel like they don't even know you anymore. How can they possibly figure you out if they don't even know who you are anymore? You changed. And it's like, what? I haven't changed. You know what I'm saying? People around me have changed because of the shit that I have, because of the shit that I have built, because of the shit that I'm doing. Y'all motherfuckers is changing because y'all feel like y'all figured me out. That's what's happening here. That's exactly what's happening. Okay, I'm going over to the extended, all right? I definitely want to see, not that we're wishing it, but everything that we discuss in the extended is what's getting you prepared for this connectivity. It's definitely a gift being given from the universe to get you fully prepared for this, because I do feel like this is showing up as a blockage to hinder you from further progression or to tear down everything that you've built. Do you understand? This is somebody who would not mind having you risk everything that you've built by catching a case, you know? I mean, it goes that extreme, right? So this is definitely as a forewarning, but there is some beautiful shit ahead. And this is definitely coming into a viewpoint for you to keep your wits about you. Prepare for this, right? It may catch some of you off guard, but it won't now at this point, hopefully, right? If you are able to take from this what is necessary, then this is not a blockage that you have anything to worry about. So we will take a look and see what karma is set to approach this individual in the immediate future. I definitely feel like this is going to have an impact on the way that they handle you moving forward, right? I also want to see what are their purest feelings for you and this connection, regardless of what their behavior has been, regardless of these deep-rooted, innate shadows that they do not even know they have. I do want to see what's at the purity. What is the purest feeling that this person would have for this connection, okay? I also want to see what their next steps are going to be. Okay, the intentions for those steps, absolutely. And the potential outcome, whether you decide to re-engage or not, that's not really the question here. The potential outcome is definitely to get an idea of what shall happen if you decide to let this person take you there, okay? That is the name of the game right now. This is not about getting back with someone. This is not about a connection of reconciliation. That is not what this message is about. This is about somebody who's trying to send you off to prison. For some of you, right? They're trying to make you sabotage and lose everything that you've built, shatter your character, your good name, you know, lose your business, lose your kids, whatever. Going for the jugular of tearing down how far you've come, bring back down to your level, humble you, right? Humble you in a way that must destroy you back down to where they feel you belong. It's truly an issue. So I definitely want to look at potential outcome for those of you who are dealing with a family member. We will look at those of you who are dealing with a friend and those of you who are dealing with a romantic connection. We will look at all three of those, okay? And then I want to see what is the divine really trying to open your eyes to by having this show up. We're going to get some specifics, all right? What exactly may you have been blinded by that can possibly endanger your growth, all right? And I want to see what does Spirit have in store in reference to this next level abundance that you have manifested. I feel it, especially with this jeweled web. I want to see how can you best prepare to ensure success, abundance, and fulfillment in the least amount of time. We will do a bit of a finance message because I feel like this has a lot to do with your financial growth, growing astronomically, okay? So we're gonna definitely look at that, and then we will also have, hold on guys, we will have an Ask the Universe read. I'll have instructions over in the extended. However, first click that like button though. Click the subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all down. Now, without further ado, let's get to the shit, okay? I'm gonna link the extended down below. I'll see y'all over there. All right.